If you own a motorcycle, the chances of it remaining the same as it was when you took it off the showroom floor are virtually slim to none. We all like to personalize our pride and joy, and I am no bloody exception, as I'm going to show you now with all of the modifications I have made to my 2014 Yamaha MT-09. Before we go any further, apologies for the echo in here. We're in my garage and it's not exactly set up for this type of thing, but it's fine. So before we go any further, a little bit of backstory on this bike. I bought it in October of 2023. Previous owner kept it in absolutely pristine condition, so happy days, lovely stuff there. And a lot of the mods he put on it before I bought it. So fair play to him, he saved me a lot of time, effort and cash. So before we look at what I have actually done to it, we'll take a look at all of the things that the previous owner had put on it for me. So the first thing we're going to look at is this fly screen. The fact that this doesn't come with one as standard is pretty mental, because without it, it looks a bit weird, truth be told. So yeah, it adds a little bit of visual flair. Not a whole heap of wind protection, as I am 6'2" and I set up quite high, and there's also another reason why I set up quite high on this bike, which I'll get to later on. But yeah, it looks bloody lovely. I assume he's got this from Yamaha directly, or from some third-party outfit. I can't tell you where he got it from, because I don't know. But yeah, I think it looks bloody spot on, so I do. Staying at the front of the bike, he also installed the aftermarket Yamaha indicators on both the front and the rear, just to take away from those big chunky things the Yamaha insisted on putting on all their bikes at this time. I don't even know, do they still do it? I don't know. But these just look so much nicer. And they are, as you can see, rather bright. Now, had you asked me beforehand if I was a heated grip sort of chap, I probably would have said no. However, these ones are so discreet that you wouldn't even know that they're heated grips. Yeah, I don't know if these are Yamaha's own ones or if these are an aftermarket ones, but yeah, they look so good, and you just, with the press of a button, they come on. Obviously, they're not going to come on because the bike isn't on, but yeah, there's 3 levels of heat, and they're fantastic. And yeah, because normally there's like a massive sort of box thing kicking around this general direction. Not on these. They're so slimline, and they're fantastic. So remember earlier on when I said I was sitting up a bit higher on this bike for another reason? Well, this is that other reason. It's the Yamaha comfort seat. As I creep towards the misery that is my mid-30s, I value comfort more than anything else, and this thing is absolutely brilliant. Now, I didn't get the stock seat with this bike when I bought it. The comfort seat was on it when I purchased it, so I don't know what the regular seat looks or feels like, but this adds at least a good couple of inches to your seating position and the ride height, which is fine for me. I'd rather that and have and be comfortable on long rides. Not that I've taken this on massively long rides so far, because the weather in this country is perpetually terrible. And the final major mod that the previous owner put on this thing was this tail tidy, which I greatly appreciate, because nothing ruins the look of a bike than a big hunk of plastic sticking out the back of it. I assume this is specifically from Yamaha, maybe, because it has the MT logo on it there. And yeah, tidies up the look of the thing no end, because we all like to have a nice arse, don't we? So that's everything that the previous owner put on it. Now we'll move on to all the gubbins that I've put on it. And what's the first thing that you do when you get a new bike? Of course, you put on a big ignorant exhaust. The system I've gone for is a full stainless steel system from Black Widow. The reason I went for Black Widow is because on previous bikes that I've owned, I've used their products and they've been absolutely brilliant, but it's normally just been slip-ons. On this occasion, I went for the full system, and it's absolutely fantastic. I kept the baffle in because this thing is loud and it spits quite a lot of flames. So yeah, kept the baffle in, but she's still plenty loud, as I'm about to demonstrate. So headphone users beware. If you're interested in purchasing this system, or indeed any of the mods that I've put on, there'll be links in the description below where you can pick these things up. Obviously, I don't know where the previous owner got a lot of his stuff, so I can't link you to that, but everything that I've put on, if I can find the links, I'll put them down below so you can have a look for yourself. Now, I don't carry a pillion, so I don't need pillion pegs, which is why I got these little things, the little blanking / block off plates, whatever the hell you want to call them. Basically, they you take off your pillion pegs, and these fill in the gap, so you're not left with just a big, stupid-looking hole on the side of your bike, which is lovely. Yeah, they look really nice. They blend in very nicely. Pretty inexpensive, and they get rid of those horrible-looking pillion pegs. Now, this bike got a lot of praise when it came out, but one area where everyone said it could be vastly improved would be the suspension. It was a budget. It was a budget bike, as much as a bike can be budget. So yeah, I noticed that on my first ride on it. She was a little bit akin to a pogo stick. So I didn't fix the front yet because I'm not bloody made of money. But this came up on eBay, and I couldn't go past it. Olin's rear shock, stuck it in, and my word, it makes a whole heap of difference. So if you do have one of these bikes and you can upgrade, I would highly recommend it. On this type of bike, the stock mirrors look a bit iffy, so replace them with these Oxford bar end mirrors. If I remember, like 20 quid or so off Amazon. They completely changed the look of the bike, and they're absolutely fine. I'll say that, they're fine. For me, the stock mirrors, I was just seeing a lot of arm and elbow. So these, I can actually see, you know, a little bit wider. I have a bit of wider field of view. I'll put my teeth in. Yeah, for 20 quid, they're fine. You know, they do the job. I'd rather have mirrors on as not. So this is a perfectly fine and viable option for me. And one or two final bits and bobs. Of course, we have axle sliders on the front and the rear, just in case. We also have some bobbins for a paddock stand. I also picked up these little plug things. I don't know what the technical name is, but they slot into where your stock mirrors used to be. So it just cleans that up, and you don't have two big holes sitting on your handlebars, which is nice. And of course, I changed the levers on the bike because this style of bike suits shorty levers. It's just a guy off eBay whose stuff I've been using on my last two bikes. So I trust his craftsmanship, yeah, and they look absolutely fine. So there we go, that's all the modifications I've made to my MT-09. Some of them may be to your taste, some of them may not be, and that's fine. We're all allowed to like different things. If you did enjoy this video, found it in any way useful or helpful, please do all the usual YouTube stuff, but only if you want to. You don't have to. If you don't want to, that's grand. If you do want to, that'll be top notch. Ta very much. So yeah, all that remains for me to say is cheers very much for watching, and I'll see you around.